Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to Season 3 of SRL on EA & Codemasters F1 23. I'm your host, Crispy, aka S-Crisp, and thank you for joining me on this wonderful Friday afternoon for the Australian Grand Prix. It's the opening round of the season, and I think it's going to be quite an interesting one, that's for sure. New drivers, new teams, new team principles. It's all a bit of a mix-up compared to last season. And the anticipation over the season break all comes to an end today in qualifying. Last time we raced here, we saw Sir Angel take the win, with myself and Gamer Bosner stepping on the podium. However, none of us are racing today, allowing for a new hero to step onto the top step in only an hour's time. Now that qualifying has officially started, we should see some movement out on the track. Down the start finish straight he goes. The lap time, it's going to be a 1:19.3 as Darius takes provisional pole. There is an Alfa Romeo up in the background. I believe that's MZ1. Yes, it is, but he has invalidated. Behind him, there's a Mercedes. Is that Irfan? No, it's not. It is Kranzi, but he's starting an outlap. Irfan, the next to take the line. Surely he knocks Darius off provisional pole. Yes, he does by a second. He's going to come across the finish line now with a 1:17.1. The first one to jump into the 1:17s. We should be seeing 1:16s here today as the track improves. But surely Michello's going to take provisional pole here at Albert Park, right on the edge of that curb, just holding it within track limits, down to third, short up to fourth, feathering that throttle but quite high up in the revs, revving out all of these gears, maximising his acceleration. Crosses the line 1:17.0. We're so close to that 1:16 mark, but Michello is the one who will take provisional pole. There is a Williams finishing off his lap, eject 45.2, so 8 tenths slower by then. In the vice sector, he does a 1:20.5. What's happened to Fantasy? He's lost so much ground. Maybe getting in the way of DHA there. Certainly not what DHA needed right at the end of qualifying, and he hasn't got the fuel to go again. It will be a 1:17.6, 2 tenths down. I think Fantasy must have impeded him. Will get a lap time set. As long as he doesn't validate in the last corner. Down to third he comes. Feathering in that throttle. On the exit he comes. 5th gear. DRS open. What will it be? 1:17 maybe? 1:17.8. Goes P8. And who's that? Alfie. Alfie begins his next lap. Malol 2. As agents retired on track. Might have to watch Alfie there and make sure that Williams doesn't end up affecting his lap. He won't. The AI has moved out of the way. Coming for the first corner. Ooh, Malo spinning right as we have a look at him. That is a very dangerous curb. You don't want to be running wide there. Will he improve? Will he take provisional pole off of his teammate Michello? He only needs to find a 1/10.5. And he doesn't. He improves by 9 thousandths of a second. Holds P5. Let's Fantasy. He's invalidated his lap. The bottom 5, bottom 6 are all done with their qualifying laps. Malol's invalidated. Alfie's binned it on the line. So he must have not improved. That's unfortunate for him. But let's have a look on the onboard of Michello. He has got a valid lap. Don't know what his split time is. We don't know if he's improving. But it's Michello. Of course he is. The Polish warrior. Coming through the last corners now. Revving out 4th gear, quite low at all the other drivers we've seen, and he validates right at the final corner. That's going to give other drivers like Insanity and Kranzi a perfect opportunity to improve here. Kranzi's invalidated too, Insanity's invalidated too. So despite the top 3 all invalidating their laps, it will still be Michello who takes pole position for the first round of the season. Beautiful confetti of carbon fibre down on the racing circuit. Michello's picked up a 5-place grid drop for illegal blocking because his crashed car, well, his AI car, has blocked Fantasy, who's also an AI. Those McLarens have caused chaos. And Michello is not going to be happy about that at all. And we can't restart the race. It's unfair. I mean, that is just stupid from the game, though. I could say it's unfair if we restart the race. It is. People can change their setups. You can brake park firm, mate, and they'll have all the tyres that they used in qualifying back again. But it's fine. Mikello, he's a fast driver. You know, the Polish warrior. A 5-place grid drop isn't going to stop him. Just an hour ago, he climbed from P13 on the grid all the way up to P3, I believe it was, even despite wing damage around the Hungaroring. So yeah, it will be Cransey and Insanity on your front row. Alfie and Matty on the second. Mikello and DHA on the third. Malo Irfan on the fourth. Adrian and MZ will line up the fifth row. Darius Flo, P11 for him. Good effort. Very close qualifying. That's the rest of your grid. It is... Don't even want to try and say that. The Alpine, 5/10 back from anyone else. Kind of in his own space. Kind of in his own... How do we say it? Bracket. At the back of the field. Not a single driver to reach 16s. I think we could have seen the 16s if our top drivers didn't invalidate their laps. It's quite unfortunate. Now, I don't know what the weather forecast is, so if anyone in the lobby can tell me, is there going to be rain? It's Australia. I can see a bit of the clouds. It looks quite bright. I don't think we're going to see rain, unfortunately. Wet races around here are always very interesting. Let's have a quick look at the race director and just see what the grid's starting on. I doubt anyone's starting on the softs. Those must all be default options. But yeah, Mikello down to P6 after that unfair grid drop. But that's why you come into the pits or retire. Actually, no, that's not the lesson here. That's why you don't crash on the fucking grid, guys. Come on. Apologies for the language. But you've got to get your point across somehow. Matty is the only one who's changed his tyres. He's showing the hards. Are we going to be beginning? Oh, Head Crusher's joined the lobby without us even knowing. So he'll actually line up on the back row. So there is 2 Sauber cars now. I'm trying my best not to bore you all, but it's kind of difficult when we're staring at the pit lane and not a single car. The formation lap will begin, so we'll be able to see what tyres the drivers are choosing today. We might even see a weather forecast, as a Red Bull of Matty has... No, some cars are being able to move and the formation lap hasn't started yet. This is bizarre. The top 3 all on mediums. The only 2 hard runners down the grid is KZ, Matty and Adrian. 4 drivers starting with softs. That's DHA. I can't see. But there are 4 drivers on softs.
With the drivers and teams making their final preparations.
Thank you, Crofty, for talking over me. You are a living legend, though, so you're allowed to. There's a disconnected Alfa Romeo of Head Crusher on the grid. Hopefully that doesn't cause the red flag glitch. They are on, but they are turned on reduced, so it shouldn't happen. But we're going to see some changes. It's 1, it's 2, it's 3, it's 4, it's 5, and it's lights out and away. No, it's not. Okay, I forgot about that bug. Red flag. We've had the red flag glitch because of Head Crusher's disconnection. Lovely. But we're going again, hopefully. When will the lights go out for the drivers? It's now, finally, some racing. 2 laps have been cut off from this race because of the red flag glitch. There's an Alfa Romeo, I think, making up positions behind. Hopefully no incidents. I mean, down the field. Oh, never mind. Right as I say it. Who's that on the wall? That's KZ Matty behind. Yellow flags. Alpine going slowly. Near, possibly 3 wide with DHA, Mikello going side by side through the first sector. Hopefully leaving each other racing room. That's beautiful racing from them. There's some side by side behind Fantasy. He's already picked up a 3-second penalty. Possibly pushed wide by MZ, who's made an absolute beautiful overtake by a guy around the outside at a corner like that. Is not an easy job. And we've got yellow flags behind. That's KZ Matty. He's obviously spun coming through the first corner at race. This race just isn't going good for him in turn 1. Certainly a weak point for him. As we've seen, Irfan, Darius Flo, second driver to pick up a 3-second time penalty, and only the second lap of racing we've got. Irfan getting dangerously close out that DRS range. Manor behind him too. MZ picks up the 3rd time penalty of this race. Let's just remind ourselves of the tyres that the drivers are on. Insanity is the only one on hards. So he didn't change his tyres. There's some movement down at the back of the field. I think that's Darius overtaking Fantasy. KZ Matty, he's also now picked up a 3-second time penalty. No change in the order in the top 5, but there is some movement. Darius Flo going around the outside, or looking to the outside of the Sauber. Maybe go for a switch back and just doesn't turn enough. Nearly spins out in the wall, but that's a good save from Darius to keep it out of the barrier. But look at these 5 cars. They're all so close together, still within a second of each other. It's amazing. Will we see a move from Michello? No. Come on, guys. Come on. Maybe Darius. The overspeed Darius got someone breaks a bit too late. That's going to be another track limit warning for him. And maybe Fantasy can capitalise on that. Looking to the outside, switching to the inside. He does go for a bit of a dive, but just doesn't break late enough. As the Alpine and the other Aston Martin going side by side through it. And it is the Alpine who comes out on top. As the Alpine, as I say, that gets another 3-second tyre penalty. And what have I missed? Insanity's just dropped 2 positions to Alfie and Michello. They must have been battling through Sector 1. I'm so sad we missed that. But Kranzy find a lifeline here. Maybe pulling out DRS as Insanity and Michello still going side by side. Make it through the chicane. Insanity doing very well not to end up hitting that Red Bull. Maybe Insanity's teammate DHA is going to take a position off of him. Yeah, no, can't add salt to the wounds. Locks up. But Alfie, finally, someone else takes the lead of this race. Going round the outside of Kranzy up into the chicane. DRS doing favours, and he's going to have it again to try and pull away. Kranzy, he's burning his battery a little bit there. He might have been. Maybe wants that lead back. Looks to the inside. Maybe just to scare the McLaren a bit. But Irfan, he's going to move past DHA. I think DHA's made a mistake. He's lost 2 seconds to his teammates. The top 4 running away, but we've got a pack of 3 behind. All their teammates lurking in the distance, fighting with each other. But Irfan's burnt a lot of his battery. DHA sitting comfortably on 100% right now. Surely he's going to move past the Mercedes. Goes to the inside. Yes, he does. Easy move for him. And Kranzy will take the lead of the Grand Prix. Again, Michello's looking to the inside. There's an Alpine retirement down in the field. He's gone straight on at the beginning of Sector 2. That won't call out a safety car by the looks of it. It's Fantasy and the Sauber battling behind. But Michello opening that DRS. Surely goes to the move here. He's got the DRS. He's got the straight line speed advantage. Wants to do it now before that yellow flag might turn into a safety car. He's ahead at the chicane. Goes around the outside. Holds it. Connotations of Oscar Piastri from this year, but Kranzy's not going to let him go too easy. And Insanity, he's going to take advantage of all of this, making it 3 wide down the middle. Michello just pushing him over across the Mercedes. It's a good thing Kranzy backs out there, otherwise we would have seen a big crash. Now Alfie's going to take advantage of all of that chaos. Back onto P3 he goes, and Kranzy's lost 4 positions on this lap alone. Insanity round the outside of Michello. He'll go into the chicane. Michello backs out, just working with the AlphaTauri. As Adrian picks up a 3-second time penalty, to Insanity running wide there onto the gravel. That's going to give Alfie a great opportunity to pass, but Insanity's not going to let this one go too easy. Holds the outside. Alfie with a bit of a snap in the exit there. Blocks off Kranzy, who does try and have a look. Doesn't make any move go. And this has worked great for DHA. He's almost back into DRS of the top 4. Drop Malo in the process. Bit of an underdog, you might say. As Michello, that's got to be the biggest shock of the race. Michello picks up a 3-second time penalty for track limits. Insanity's going to join him soon. Surely he's on 2 warnings already. Nearly drops out of DRS. Right now the slipstream, so Alfie might go for a move here. Irfan picks up a 3-second time penalty. Everyone's getting 3-second time penalties. Darius, another 3 seconds. That brings up to 9 seconds as Irfan makes his way past Fantasy. But is Fantasy going to back out? Yes, he will. Smart decision there from the Haas man. Pulling away this 3-second gap. Fantasy and Irfan behind, battling just for P7. They've both got time penalties. They are fighting for track position. Irfan does get ahead, but does pick up a track limit warning in the process. Maybe even an illegal overtake. I'm not sure if that happened off track or on track. Insanity struggling dearly. That gap to Michello, it keeps hovering around 9 tenths. Sauber and Sam Hyder there into the pits as Michello drops 4 positions. Probably massive mistake from him. Right as we look away, be good to get a onboard replay of that later on in the highlights video on YouTube. Good on him to save that, keep it out the wall. Look at how close they are on the exit. 2 cars can pin into pit lane. Alfie picks up a track limit penalty on the pit entry. Must have cut the lines a little bit, and that's a VSC. What's happened? Nothing's happened. Wow, Casey Matty. DHA's retired from the session on track. Obviously not enjoying his race. Into the pits he goes and retires. What's happened to Casey Matty? Why is there a VSC? What am I watching? And we can go green flag racing once. But Darius, another 3-second time penalty. Stay in the track limits. And Insanity and Michello will come into the pits. What about Mallow? Will he follow? No. He stays out one extra lap over the rest of the field. Maybe trying to extend to a soft stint. Saying that, Michello, he's gone into the softs. Is that an accident by him? Or does he think the softs can last 12 laps to the end? After what we saw from... Who was it? Oh, it was the Alpine, wasn't it? They don't last well after 9 laps, but Mallow, it is Alfie who takes the provisional race lead. Cranzy's surely going to do something about that, but he's also picked up a 3-second time penalty. So, out of the 4 favourites we have for this win, only one of them doesn't have a track limit penalty, and that's Insanity. So Insanity could win this race despite all the struggles he's had so far. But he has got that 3-second gap to catch back up. Probably will work with Michello on those soft tyres. Yellow flags. Ejector's retired. He's crashed at the beginning of Sector 3. Not sure what's happened there. Hopefully we can get a replay after the race. Once again in the highlights video. But that brings out a VSC that upgrades to a full safety car. As who's stopped on track to cause that? We're going to have 8 laps of racing here, hopefully 8 laps, here to finish off this Albert Park GP. Cranzy practically pushing along the McLaren. But when will the McLaren go? I think he's gone now. We've seen a speed increase. Hopefully he doesn't slow down. That would be illegal. And MZ's picked up another penalty at a safety car. Ow. Cranzy, bad launch out the final corner there. Mallow's going to pull alongside there. Surely he can't waste that momentum. Go for the move, man. No, does back out. I don't want to cause an incident. That's good for the drivers like Insanity, who are penalty-less. Well, it's good for Insanity. As Irfan drops position to the Sauber, and the Haas defending position for the Sauber. The Sauber's gone for a switchback! Oh, it holds her out. Oh, I love switchbacks. Who doesn't love a switchback? To the inside he goes, and right as we say that, Insanity going to the outside of Michello. Now switches back to the inside. They're nearly 3-4 wide. Coming to the chicane. All clean racing. Oh, this is beautiful to watch. But Michello. Oh, my phone's dropped. Michello to the inside of Mallow. He's taken back the lead. But he's got to start running away fast if he wants any hope of keeping that at the checkered flag. Cranzy, I'm going to look to the inside of Alfie. Just smartly back out of that one. Not a great overtaking corner. Casey Matty and the Sauber very close behind with smaller penalties. Insanity. Let's go on the onboard with him. There's contact between him and Michello. I think we've just seen Michello turn across him there. Awful time to swap camera. I think we've just seen Michello turn across him, and I don't think it's damage for Insanity. He might have just gotten away with it, but there could be desync. For all I know, he is still within DRS, but to see position to Alfie, who does have a penalty, however. No, he doesn't have damage. That's alright. That's good for Insanity. But I think it might cost his chances at the win here. On the final lap of the Australian Grand Prix, it is Mallow who leads it at the beginning. Michello to the inside into turn 1. That's gonna benefit the McLaren. That actually might help him win the race. But Michello probably wanting to win this on track. Maybe he thinks he can get one of those warnings removed and keep the win. Maybe he's got the battery to defend. We don't know how much it's going to take. Insanity low on the battery behind. He's burnt a lot to try to get past Michello. Fortunately for him, if Michello does receive a penalty, he's still going to beat him as Irfan's gone straight on at turn 3. Not sure what's happened there. But threw it up into the chicane for the last time. No changes in the order. Mallow just sitting behind. Wow, he's not sitting behind. Michello's burning everything here. Fan disqualified from the sessions. Ooh, I mean, yeah. All that time wasted for him, unfortunately. He's even pulled DRS. My God. Why didn't he do this earlier? But I think it's safe to say it's going to be Mallow who takes the win today here in Albert Park. Just staying within the track limits. As Michello's slammed on the brakes of the... How weird. But anyway, it's still going to be Mallow who takes the crown here at the Australian Grand Prix. It's going to be Insanity who joins him on the podium, and Michello as well. Alpha EP4 followed by Matty Cranzy, the Sauberman of MZ1. Sam Hydra taking home points today for Aston Martin along with Adrian. It's actually a double points finish for Aston Martin. So good start to the season for them. But it's a better start for this man who's now in the pits. Mallow, the first winner of Season 3. Trial of the day for Michello. Of course, there will be a vote in the Discord for who the real driver of the day is. I've got to say, I think it's Mallow. Did well to stay within the track limits. Smooth, clean race to him. Had to take the win. Up from P5, if I remember correctly. P7 even. Even better. Michello with that 5th place grid job. Didn't seem to affect him too much in the end. And just not getting penalties. Definitely the route to go. Here at Albert Park. 69 minutes on the race time. How nice. And yeah. Good day for McLaren. Decent day for Red Bull. So that will be your order in the constructors. I think up next will be AlphaTauri, then Mercedes, then Sauber, Aston Martin, Williams behind. Haas and Alpine go pointless today, even despite attending. And Ferrari.